This is a story that begins with a journey and ends with a revelation. In the heart of a furious wilderness, a man wrestled not just with nature's fury, but with the very essence of faith and obedience. His name was Moses. We all know the story of Moses and the exodus of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. But let's look at this familiar narrative through new eyes, focusing on the profound message it carries for each one of us. Let's start at the beginning. After fleeing Pharaoh's wrath, the children of Israel arrived at the foot of Mount Sinai. Here, amidst thundering pronouncements and billowing smoke, Moses would receive the 10 Commandments, the foundation of their faith and a beacon of ethical conduct for generations to come. But before we hear those commandments, consider the weight of this moment. After years of toiling under the oppressive yoke of slavery, these people stood on the cusp of freedom. Their destiny as a nation was about to be carved out in the wilderness. And leading them was Moses, a reluctant hero who had stumbled into leadership. For 40 days, Moses ascended higher and higher until he reached the summit of Mount Sinai, communing with the divine down below. The people waited, their hearts filled with anticipation and perhaps a touch of anxiety. The elder approached Aaron, Moses' brother, who acted as a leader in his absence. "Where is Moses?" "The people grow restless," he says, echoing the sentiment of a people on the edge of a new beginning. On the 40th night, as the mountain echoed with the voice of God, the narrative reaches its crescendo. The very essence of the relationship between God and humanity is about to be redefined, and the world would never be the same again. And then it happened. As if the heavens themselves were rent asunder, God descended upon Mount Sinai. In a display of awe-inspiring majesty, he proclaimed, "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me." Thus began the most important speech in human history, a speech that did not need a tongue, for it was spoken by the very breath of creation. It was the giving of the 10 Commandments. Each word resonated with the weight of eternity. You shall not make for yourself an idol. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder, commit adultery, steal, or bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet. These were not just words. They were the very essence of a covenant, a bond between God and his people. It was a moment when the invisible became visible, when the transcendent reached down to touch the mundane. As Moses descended the mountain with the tablets of stone in his hands, the scene shifts dramatically. The people, unable to bear the awesome majesty of the divine, had lost faith. In Moses' absence, they pressured Aaron to create a god they could see, a golden calf that mocked the God. They couldn't. Upon seeing this, Moses' heart broke. In that moment of realization, the tablets of stone fell from his hands, shattering into 1,000 pieces. The covenant, in that one moment of doubt and despair, seemed broken. Despite the broken tablets, the covenant was not severed. Why? Because the words of the commandments, once spoken, cannot be unsaid. They remain etched in the annals of human consciousness, urging us to aspire to a higher calling. This is a story as old as time itself, yet its relevance remains as fresh as today's headlines. It reminds us that true strength lies not in numbers or weapons, but in the courage to face our fears and the audacity to dream of a better world. So I ask you, what are the commandments that guide your life? Are they written in stone, or are they whispered in the quiet moments of your soul? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere between the thunder of Sinai and the still small voice that speaks to the depths of our being.